Hey guys, it's Ashley, and I want to talk to you all about a story that I read a couple months ago in a book called Yes Means Yes. In the story, a girl has sex for the first time, and the guy is a good guy, and the couple talks about having sex, and they only move forward when consent is given. The girl wasn't forced into anything, they used protection, and though it wasn't great, it didn't hurt her that much, and they felt closer after having sex. When I first read this story, I thought, wow, that sounds like an absolutely wonderful first experience. But then, the story said that something absolutely monumental was missing. And I was pretty surprised because I thought that it sounded like a pretty good first experience. And so here is the big reveal. The thing that was missing was female desire. The author wrote, "Nowhere do we see a strong, undeniable sexual desire, deep, dizzy sexual pleasure, or earnest, equal sexual satisfaction on her part." Wow. When I read that part of the story, I sat there in stunned silence. I thought that that was a perfect story, and it was because I too have been so normalized to the idea that female desire just isn't important. This video, I'm going to talk about how we teach that female desire is less important than males and the extreme consequences that go along with that. So, let's begin. In our culture, we encourage this idea that male pleasure is so much more important than female pleasure. We do this by constantly teaching girls how to act and how to look, not for themselves, but in order to impress boys. For example, 17 magazine teaches girls tips on things that boys love, so that way girls can do things for guys instead of for themselves. WikiHow, on the other hand, teaches girls how to change themselves to be the girl that all the guys want, instead of just learning how to love themselves as they are. YouTubers like him say that he likes a girl who will dress down, encouraging young girls to dress to get boys to like them, instead of dressing in a way that empowers the female. Another site tells girls not to wear big sunglasses, nail art, or hair extensions because guys don't like it. But who cares what guys like? What if I personally like big sunglasses? And yet another site tells girls to keep it natural and to wear minimal makeup. Again, what if I like bold lipsticks? And what if eyeliner empowers me? Why should I be thinking about what he likes instead of what I do? This telling girls what to do is so extreme that Cosmo directs girls exactly how to walk, telling them to arch their back. An APA report states, one of the dominant themes about sexuality reported is that presenting oneself as sexually desirable and thereby gaining the attention of men is and should be the focal goal for women. The bottom line is that all girls, of all sexualities, are being told from a very young age what to do and how to look in order to impress straight boys. Girls are very rarely asked to consider their own desires and what they want. And in fact, American culture spoon feeds us the idea that what we want does not matter and is not important. So who wins in this scenario? Because it's certainly not girls. In fact, from a very young age, girls start to internalize these messages and start to believe that their desire is not as important as male desire. For example, every time that I've said no to a guy, I feel bad and guilty inside. I feel like I'm disappointing them, and I feel like I'm not being or doing enough. But why should I feel bad about making a decision that is right for me? Why should I feel guilty about doing something that I want to do and saying no to something that I am uncomfortable with? I worry about being mean because we have quite literally taught girls that it is mean to do what is right for them and that it is nice to appease males and to make themselves uncomfortable. Think about it. Have you ever had an experience where you've stayed in a relationship for too long, or where you have continued to reply to text messages, or you've sent pictures, or you have sent something or given something, not because you wanted to, but because you wanted to be nice and because you thought that it was the right thing to do? Now look, it's terrific that females want to be nice, and that's great, but the problem here is that females have learned that it is mean to do what makes them feel comfortable. And all of this is a huge problem because when we teach females that they exist to please males, this results in females not feeling comfortable enough to stand up for themselves. And right now, with the way things are going, we have got to start teaching girls how to be more assertive and how to stand up for themselves. We also obviously need to teach about consent so that way girls wouldn't have to be in these positions in the first place. But that, my friends, is another video for another time. When I give self-confidence empowerment workshops, about half of the 7th to 12th grade girls cross the line admitting that they have done something intimately because they were pressured. And there is truly few things more devastating than looking at the face of an 8th grade girl who has already, in her young stage of her life, done something intimately because she was pressured into doing so. Perhaps, if girls were encouraged to understand their own needs, wants, and desires, girls would feel a little bit more confident standing up for what they do want and for what they don't. So what I want to say to all the girls that are watching this video is that you do have a sexual agency. You do not exist to please males, and you can say no to things that you don't want to do, and you can also say yes to things that you do want to do. I have been in positions where I have said, no, I don't want to do that, or no, I'm not ready for that, or no, I'm just not comfortable. And that is awesome and okay, and you can do that too. Your own personal pleasure is important, and your pleasure should not be missing from the experience. And finally, I want to conclude by saying that if we want things to get better, we have got to change our media. I feel like I say this in nearly every single video, but it is so extremely true. Media encourages girls to view themselves as objects, and girls who view themselves as objects have diminished sexual assertion. And more than changing the media, we need to talk about consent so that everyone can learn about consent, and so that way so many awful situations will not be happening. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please, please, please like, comment, and share, and give me video ideas for the future. Also, make sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter. The link is in the down bar. Thank you so much.